Steven Escobar, congratulations on the movie Xenophobia.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Now, these are three directors in one movie. How was that like, working with two other guys?
Well, the three of us are friends, so it was a nice way of just bringing our friendship together to just make a movie with something that we enjoy. This is the first time we've made a science fiction movie, so it was an organic way from coming from horror to doing science fiction.
Is it intentional that the title is very timely, compared to what's happening in our society today?
Well, it's funny because the title that we came up with, it's a 20-year project that's been coming from Joe Castro, one of the co-directors, and the fact that it happens now with everything that's going on, I think people kind of will see that xenophobia doesn't just mean about what's going on in the world, it also means about fear of aliens.
Last question. What's the challenge of making an independent film, sci-fi independent film with computer-generated graphics and the visual effects?
Well, there's some CGI effects in this, but most of the aliens were actually practical.
Okay.
Yeah, so Joe Castro made 7 different aliens for this film, and he's a special effects artist for 30 years, and his experience with doing all this just kind of brought this whole movie together. And we wanted to do something that was more like an 80s feel and bring it back to practical effects. And that's why we did this movie.
Joe, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so, how did this idea come about?
Actually, I conceived this idea over 20 years ago, and all the stars aligned last year, and we were able to put the film together.
Now, fun question. 3 directors, producers, writers here, you and Steven and Thomas, that's right. How do you settle disagreements, if there were any?
Oh no, this is like a mind meld,
Really?
triple brain thing going on here. We're all working together in unison. Yeah, absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
In harmony.
Yeah, in harmony. Yes, very symbiotic.
Now, what do you hope the audience will take away from the story of Xenophobia?
I hope that they will see that it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it is a direct homage to like all the old school practical aliens from Star Wars and the movies of the 80s.
Thomas, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let me ask you, what were some of the influences for this film? Are there any sci-fi movies out there that you guys kind of like take inspiration from?
We are all lovers of the genre. We come from the sci-fi and horror background. Me as a writer-director, I like thrillers. So, what inspired me to come on board with this, it was kind of like a Twilight Zone episode meets like The Thing from the old days, and just something fun, good old-fashioned alien monster movie I wanted to do. And working with my 2 partners, Joe Castro and Steven Escobar, was a delight. There was a lot of cool things going into this. And besides being friends with these guys for years and working on various projects, we brainstormed one day, and they wanted to do a sci-fi film that they were thinking about doing for over 20 years, and then ended up asking me would I come on board to co-produce the film and maybe write and direct the segment. And with Joe doing the practical effects, it was just a no-brainer. I really wanted to do something fun, a throwback to the 50s, the 60s. So Xenophobia, here we are.
Congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you. It was an incredible experience.
Now, what's your role in this film for my fans?
So I play Cindy. I am in the Sullivan House segment, which is one of the 3 main segments of the film. I'm a pretty prominent character in that third of the film. It was fantastic.
Was it action-packed? Was it physically demanding?
Ooh, actually it was both. So I got a really fun role where I was really not very nice to the male in the film. So I do some pretty absolutely terrible things to him. And it was quite amazing. It was so much fun.
It sounds like you're going to be salty, the character, going to be salty and spicy.
Oh yes, I think we'll get a few kind of mouth drops. That's what I'm hoping.
So what are the challenges of making a sci-fi independent film like this, working with practical effects for you as an actor?
You know, I think that this one was actually really different from any film I had done before. So this is my first creature feature, per se. So it was interesting because rather than interacting with a human and having that human connection, you're kind of interacting, they stage things, and then you act off of this inanimate object, which is something that I had never really dealt with before. I'm always kind of having a give and take, rather than in this one, you're acting and with something not living right there. So it was really different. But I think that, I mean, Joe with the special effects, I'm sure he brought it to life. He's incredible.
Alan, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you.
Yes. So for my fans at home, what is your character in the film?
I play an alien, and he comes out of the cave, and he's awesome looking, and he's the best alien.
So what do you think makes Xenophobia stand out compared to other sci-fi films?
Oh, the practical effects, hands down. It's beautiful. It's fun with amazing visuals.
Was it challenging for you as an actor working with practical effects?
No, I play practical creatures all the time, so I was right at home.
Now, what's it like working with 3 directors? That's very rare these days.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So on that day, I worked with 2.
Oh.
So I had it a little easier than the other guys. But no, they worked well together. I think all 3 of them had the same mind. They all knew what they wanted, and it made it so it was one cohesive director with 3 heads.
Last question before I let you go. Fun question. If you encounter a space alien, what would you say and do?
Oh, man, I don't know. Don't probe me.
I take him out to In-N-Out. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I want to meet their leader.
Yeah, there you go. John, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So, what is your character? What is your role in the film?
I'm a guy who meets a horrible end due to alien interference.
Have you always been a sci-fi alien kind of fan movie?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up with aliens and monsters, and this type of movie is my favorite type of movie.
How challenging was it to work with 3 directors? That's very rare.
Well, I've worked with 2 of them before, Joe and Steve, and I've worked with Thomas since this movie. I didn't think it was as hard, no harder or easier than working with just one director. They all have their challenges, and you take them as they come.
Fun question. What were some of your favorite sci-fi movies of the past?
Star Wars, absolutely. 2001. The Usual, The Thing, Aliens, all of those. And I love the wacky, weird, low-budget movies of like the 80s, Life Force, you name it. I like all the weird ones too.
Last question. If you encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
I don't know, because some aliens are friendly. I hope they're friendly. I hope they're watching us with benevolent eyes. But then some are out to harvest our flesh. And you can't always judge by their looks.
Exactly.
So I think I would scope it out. If the other people around are being eaten, I would run. If they're like close encounters, I would extend a warm welcome to the human race.
Baker, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thanks, thank you. It's a pleasure to be a part of such a cool sci-fi film, you know?
This is your first round with sci-fi?
I think it is actually, yeah. I think it's my first venture into like an alien, extraterrestrial type movie, so it's pretty cool.
And for my fans at home, what is your character? What is your role in the film?
So in the movie I play there's this circle of people who have been affected by the extraterrestrials, and they all have their own personal stories, and I'm with this like self-help group where we're meeting up through the streamlined story of the film, and towards the end there's a big twist where we all face our fears together. So
in your opinion, what do you think that makes this, or Xenophobia, stands out or unique compared to other sci-fi films?
Well, first and foremost, I would say is Joe Castro's special effects. They're phenomenal. I mean, in a time where, you know, there's a lot of CGI and a lot of, you know what I'm talking about. Joe really brings the cool factor from like the early days, using, you know, just the real stuff and not computer CGI stuff when it comes to special effects.
I'll let you go. I want to ask this fun question. If you ever encounter a space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
Take me with you. Yeah, I think right now, I think that's what I'm ready for.
Hey, Jed, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Glad you're here. Glad everyone's here. This is a lot of people turned out.
How'd you come by the project?
I've known Joe for years.
Oh, yeah?
Joe is an old friend. He's a creative genius. So I always want to be a part of his films.
What's your character in the film?
I'm sorry?
What is your role in the film? What is your character?
You know, I'm going to keep that a secret.
Oh, really?
No spoilers.
Spoilers.
But I'm kind of a victim.
Oh, no. Now, what are some of the fun parts or the challenges of working with practical effects for you as an actor?
Practical effects are, I've done a lot of them, and I think if you just get out of your comfort zone and embrace wherever it's going to take you, you'll be able to do well with it. And to me, I shaved my head a long time ago because I want to be like a blank canvas.
Nice.
I want the effects people to think of me as like a blank canvas where they create all the art. So my bald head is their canvas.
I like that. Before I let you go, fun question. If you ever encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
How much to get off the planet?
Kiwi, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you. It was a real fun project, and I'm like so excited to see it.
What drew you to the project?
I've never done anything that's sci-fi, and I've always been so interested in the concept. I mean, the aliens, you know. I don't know, and I just love the whole horror genre. So.
And how was that experience, first timer?
Oh my God, so much fun. So much fun. I can't wait to see the aliens and, you know, everything.
What is your character? What is your role in the film?
I play one of the girls at a place called the Sullivan House, and she's a little not mentally stable, but, you know, she means well, and I won't give away what happens, but...
Was it physically demanding? Was it action-packed, your role?
At times, yeah.
Right.
At times I was like, I am so tired and I don't know if I can keep screaming, but I did it and we all got through it and it was just so much fun.
You're a trooper. Before I let you go, fun question. If you ever encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
I would try to offer it some food and then you have a friend for life.
All right. Very noble of you. I like that. Manu, congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So what drew you to this project?
Well, I got offered the project in a weird way. A director that was one of the directors on the project, but then she ended up not doing the story, contacted me. And I knew the other guys that made the movie, so I contacted them. And they were like, of course we still want you. We absolutely want you. And they sent me a script, and I like the screenplay. As long as I like the script and there's something interesting in the words, I'm always interested in doing the project. So.
This is not your first round in sci-fi. Obviously, my old housemate will be geeking out. I'm interviewing a Star Trek Voyager actor. I want to ask, what is it about Xenophobia that's unique in the sci-fi world, do you think, that makes it stand out?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I've only acted in it.
But
I think what's unique is probably that it's 5 UFO stories, and I think that the UFO stories, don't quote me on this for sure, but I think that the UFO stories are based on real abductions. I'm not sure about that, but that seems to be the case in my mind. So that's pretty neat that these are things that might have actually happened to real people. And it's also the culmination of the two guys that made it. A lot of hard work and a lot of dreaming and a lot of stomping the concrete to get this thing shot and finished for what they did it for.
If you encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
Get me out of here! Like, let me on the ship. Whatever it takes, man. I'll give you my whatever experiments you want to do. You can probe me. Whatever it takes. Get me on the ship and off of Earth. I want to see the rest of the universe. I'll hang out with you slimy guys. Whatever it takes.
Looking forward to Star Trek Picard?
I'm hoping that I'm going to be on Star Trek Picard. That that's
709 is on it.
yeah, she's back. So why wouldn't Egypt be there with her, right?
Exactly.
We'll see.
All right,
We'll
so
see.
thank you so much. Congratulations on Xenophobia.
Thank you. It's so loud. I didn't realize there would be so many people here. So everyone's been kind of waiting for this. So I'm really excited about it.
And what is your role in the film, if I may ask?
Ooh, I don't know if it would be a spoiler or not.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spicy.
It's really good. I don't know. I'd have to ask. Well,
It's okay. But what is it about the project that you like compared to other sci-fi movies that you watch?
one, I just love sci-fi. Two, aliens are so trending right now.
Of course.
So it's like hashtag aliens. So it's perfect timing. Also, I've worked with Tom before, our director, and I just really loved his style of directing, and I wanted to work with him on something, and he just kind of gave me like a wish list. He goes, your next part, what do you want to do? And I said, something where it doesn't matter what I look like, just about the acting. And so he gave me the perfect role, and I was really grateful, and I'm so excited to be part of this film.
What were some of your favorite sci-fi movies of the past?
Oh, you're asking me to choose? What? I mean...
Aliens gotta be up there.
Well, Aliens is obvious. They're like fourth thing down. So that's any Steven Spielberg. I don't know. It's really hard for me to pick. I'm more partial to like werewolf movies and vampire movies and things like that. But
Or True Blood. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I mean, True Blood is really good. They have really good actresses in it.
Of course.
So yeah. But yeah, I've been really kind of watching, I've been all about sci-fi. I just downloaded the Sci-Fi Channel, so I've just been like, oh my god, what is that? Yeah, so I've been really like, Siren's considered sci-fi. That's a TV show, but it's like, my next thing that I can't tell what it is, but we're working on is, I just really love the transformation. It's just like when you get like a really good like human to species transformation, it's just magical. So I have been like when you see like the bones and everything going through the skin, I love a good blood splatter.
Yes.
I'm sick in the head. So people are like, what? I don't want to go to the movies with you. I'm like, yes, did you see the way that fell? It's amazing.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we're gonna start that probably next year. It's being written right now, and it's gonna be gross.
Now, last question before I let you go. If you ever encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
Specified space alien.
Yeah.
Space alien.
That's space alien.
Space alien. I'm pretty sure I have already encountered many a space alien.
You have?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Half the people out here, they can't be human. They can't. I refuse to believe that. I feel like they already walk among us.
Angie, you look beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's fun.
Big fan of Sons of Anarchy. Myself, I'm a big fan. What drew you to the project of Xenophobia?
Oh my goodness, I've been friends and acquaintances with Thomas Churchill for a long time, and this was just a project he came to me with and said, I've got this great role for you, and I loved it, and I liked the energy behind it, and it was just something new and different that I had never done.
Can you share what that role is, or is that a spoiler?
Well, I play Melanie.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil too much. However, she's a little aggressive. She's got some past resentment and anger built up from something that she had been through. So, with that being said, I don't want to give up too much.
She sounds spicy.
She's a little spicy. She had a little country accent, I think, too.
Now, I want to ask this fun question. If you ever encounter an actual space alien, what would you say? What would you do? What would be your first reaction?
I don't think I would be scared. I think I would just say, what do you want?
What?
What do you want from me?
We'll take him out to dinner?
Maybe so. What's your favorite food? You like lasagna? Because that's the best dish I know how to make.
I bet it tastes awesome. So, before I let you go, what's your next project? What can we anticipate next?
Well, I've got a project in the works. I'm set to play a mob boss's wife in a feature film based on a true story.
and that's very exciting. I can't say much, but we have the letter of intent, and it's been quite a process from going into a television series into a feature film, and it looks like the feature film is going to be starting in September, so that's very exciting.
So you got your mobster lingo down. Bada bing.
Yeah, but to make it true to character, she's very similar to my demeanor, so he's the bada bing, and I'm the mob boss's wife. It'll be a fun role to play.
Looking forward to it, Angie.
Yeah.
Big fan. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.